Welcome back to Cape Critiquers, everybody. Today we are reacting to your Daredevil Born Again Season 2 and The Punisher One Last Kill comments and hot takes. So, Jack, bring them on.
That was a unique presenter voice.
Wait. First of all, thank you for interacting with us.
Yes.
Yeah, whether or not you
this is
guys
cool.
liked our opinions or not, I've been loving the engagement we've been getting on
Shoot me down whenever you feel I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
a few episodes.
Thank you.
What is happening? What is that noise?
Coming up. Okay, and that's it. Just sit down, and that's it. You're good. Okay.
there you go.
And I have a treat.
You gotta fix
They
their,
must like me.
fix their camera.
Oh my fucking god.
They must like me.
Shit show this has become.
Is he on camera?
Yeah, he is. He's very on camera. Okay. We have a little guest here.
All right. Mr. Baby Luke was scared of thunder, so now he's on the
You wanna say
podcast.
hello?
So this is for Punisher. They did it. Took him 10 years, but he's finally Punisher. LOL. I agree with the guy at the end. Marvel just does build up and a promise of something good. No catharsis to these stories. Also not a fan of Frank living like a bum. He's a Marine, not a hobo. He should live in a clean, pleasant house with his toys, neatly arranged for his work. No one this unorganized and schizoid would get anything accomplished.
They agreed with you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is a nice comment.
Yeah.
Yes, let's keep giving Punisher the same arc. Also, let's keep make him trip balls throughout the special. Throw in a touch of terrible CGI effects, and boom, you have. That's it. Just
Oh.
dot.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
We agree.
It is like insane that like
That one fucking shot is just so bad.
yeah.
That all you
well,
got?
the CGI shot, but you said that with the same arc over and over
Yeah.
before the show ever aired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were just sitting there wondering, like, I hope this isn't going to be the same
After
shit.
just watching the trailer, you said that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was even like a common criticism of season 2 at the time.
It's just like every single time that the Punisher has been displayed in Marvel television or anything at this point, it's just for whatever reason there's something that makes him stop being the Punisher, or he's conflicted about continuing to be the Punisher. And then he gets dragged back into being the Punisher. And it's, we especially said it in our review of the special, like, this go-around, like, for me at least, and I think we all kind of agreed, like, there was just, like, nothing where it was, like, but, like, why would he even be conflicted about being the Punisher at this point? Or, like, why wouldn't he want to be the Punisher?
And he was so content at the end of season 1 of Daredevil.
Even with, it's just, like, the story that they created was, like, he killed this Nucci crime family. So that now he's just like there's nothing left to do as the Punisher.
Yeah.
Like the last time we saw him, he was escaping from the anti-vigilante task force,
Yes.
And,
which
like
branded themselves after him.
When was it ever that like he wanted to just kill the people who killed his family?
Yeah.
Like
Just them. Yeah,
Yeah.
never.
Never. No, I mean the whole thing of the Punisher in the comics is like he just kills people that do bad.
Yeah.
It's like similar to the meme of like Batman sees you jaywalking and fucking breaks your legs and like beats you up.
well, I mean, literally, like his first appearance, he was just like killing jaywalkers.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know, retconned or whatever. I wonder if there's a comic where it doesn't get retconned. But
That Luke bit. Maybe he'll sit there, see what he does.
knock down the entire fucking.
I mean, he's semi-content.
Okay.
He's just like Uncle Nicky.
Yep.
I'm going over van.
Just
Please do light yourself on fire. One Last Kill was pure fire. I'm tired of you crybabies trying to rain on people's picnics.
Did I respond to that one?
I don't know.
There was a couple where I was just like, can you give us any reason like why you really like this?
Yeah, I mean, it was a nothing sandwich for the most part.
I want to like these shows
I
so
do too.
much. I have no life. This is like big entertainment for me, and I get excited when I hear stuff coming out. And
Yeah, especially when you bring the comic world to life, and we want it to be true to the stories and be entertaining.
I feel like Daredevil was different, where it was like, maybe not so much different, but like there was like a whole show that was just so great, and it's like they're just not living up to that. Punisher is a little different, where it's like the show was kind of like okay in my opinion, and like this was supposed to be like the big coming out party to like transition him into like his next phase in the MCU, and it just wasn't that at all.
there was nothing.
Yeah.
Oh.
If this show didn't exist, it would not have changed Daredevil.
Yeah.
And people would have still went to see Spider-Man.
Well, the fact that it does exist doesn't even change those two things either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
it's
know
nothing.
what it's going to do to make me think of it when we're watching Spider-Man.
I don't think it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Legitimately, the only two things that it's done is pointlessly reestablish that he is the Punisher
Yeah.
and given him a new suit and
Mhm.
look.
Yeah. And then I read today that he's definitely up for doing more of these, but he wants full control of the character.
Yeah, that was kind of seemingly what it was since
Yeah.
Daredevil as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we had spoken that he apparently was a huge lead writer on that The Bear special. And you said that that was just kind of okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not bad, but
Yeah.
it was better than this, for sure.
Yeah.
Did he kill anyone?
Himself.
Oh boy, his career.
This one is fucking funny. You could retitle the video "One Last Kill is Great," almost, so you don't get hate bombed. Engagement bait doesn't work anymore. And then there was a reply to this. Did you even watch the video?
Yeah. Also, that's just one of those comments where it's like, you don't know anything about the YouTube algorithm, and you're just, or, I don't know, whatever.
Just talking, just to talk.
Yeah.
We didn't rage bait it at all.
I also-
I don't think we just didn't like it.
Never would fucking call the video The Punisher The Last Kill was kind of good almost, or whatever he said.
What kind of fucking stupid as shit?
Because like it wasn't even almost good. It was just actually fucking terrible.
It was
It was
terrible.
pretty terrible.
Should have named it
Yeah.
Punisher One Last Kill. Actually fucking sucks.
Like, again, just did you even watch the video? Like, what is
Yeah.
it? I don't know.
Or just like the Punisher is reestablishing himself as the Punisher once again.
for the fucking third time.
Yeah, but even the setup with the guy throwing the dog in front of the car, and then later on he's the guy who gets killed at the end. It's the whole
It's just
thing.
cliche.
Exactly, all cliche crap.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here to click the like button purely because the title was comedy. Fire just vanished.
Well, yeah, he's saying the fire vanished in the. Oh,
Perfect.
baby. The fucking fire in the building just disappeared. He said.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
you're right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Fire's gone.
Kind of said exactly what we said, but they've given this Punisher the same arc in basically every appearance he's had. Instead of being out there, being the Punisher, killing criminals, he's always trying to have a normal life before something pulls him back in.
Mhm.
Usually something to do with his family being murdered. I'm tired of it. Every time we see him, he becomes more and more cartoonish. It feels like a parody of itself, and it's not the Punisher at all. He should be an eternal war. He should be in an eternal war against crime, not an eternal war against being the Punisher. It's a
Mhm.
really great point.
That is a
actually.
great point.
Yeah.
100%.
Not,
Smart viewer there.
Yeah, not an eternal war of avenging his family. His family died 10 years ago. Why is he still dealing with people who were involved in that?
Yeah.
He already killed everyone who was involved in his own show almost 10 years ago. Stop it. That's a good comment.
Yeah. No, that's somebody who's definitely watching and listening.
You guys are fucking
And what's your point?
Yeah, I resemble that remark.
Okay, then.
And what's your point?
Mark.
But thank you. Continue watching.
Jon Bernthal fundamentally doesn't understand the character, and almost every time someone says they want to do character right or do them justice, they always take a big messy shit on the character.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes
Okay.
haters are just unbearable. This is why we can't have nice things. People take things that are not even that bad and blow it out of proportion so hard. Like, there's only 2 seconds that's bad in this 44-minute special, but boy, people like being Karens these days.
I was laughing at that because Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
Karen wasn't even Karen.
I commented back to this person saying, the writing in this special is god-awful and all over the place. Yes, there's a shitty CGI moment, but that's the least of this project's problems.
Absolutely.
And I think there was 2 seconds of really good footage in it, and it was at the end when he actually became fucking Punisher.
By then, I didn't give a shit.
And then you didn't give a shit. Exactly.
But like the CGI thing
Yeah.
was like, did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole other 46 fucking minutes was horrible.
Yeah.
I think the issue with, like, giving it to Jon Bernthal to write is, like, do you really trust him to, like, write? Because, like, it's a lot easier to write something where, like, it's not planned. Like, he's
Mhm.
not, like, a planned
Right.
execution or anything.
Yeah.
Like, you can just, like, write off the cuff, kind of, and just, like, have him be, like, a fucking raging guy.
Yeah.
This is my second favorite comment that we got. The hate on this feels like Nickelback hate. And then someone responded, so you mean the hate is justified?
Oh, boy. Oh,
I don't understand the Nickelback hate. I like Nickelback.
Then we got a comment that says, "You can like what you want, but he made the Punisher mainstream, and because of him, we will most likely get other Punisher projects. All the Punisher movies was cheese in one way or another, yet shit on him." What? Bunch of clowns on here crying. Which one of you sad fucks acted in anything? My dad was an extra in The Godfather Part 3.
All right. Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. I think that's cool.
what thought. Should cry about your shit podcast in the Punisher voice. Get this goofy shit off my YouTube screen. The action was good. End story. Next.
Yeah. And I sat here and said I could watch the Punisher kill people for 3 hours.
And we agreed on the action.
Unfortunately, this show was pushed as a bridge.
Yeah.
That the Punisher's MCU. It's going to bridge Daredevil and Spider-Man and I was like, where the fuck did that happen? And I'm sorry to curse all the time, but when? When did that happen in the show?
Yeah.
And why? Again, can anyone tell us why he was a psychotic?
I don't know.
Why he was hallucinating?
How you doing, Frank?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, because like...
But it was good. They're going to sit there and argue with us that, but that was good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was action as shit.
A sad hobo going on a rampage.
That's my favorite comment.
my favorite
I pinned that
comment.
comment. Sad hobo goes on rampage. It's
Yeah.
just like a letterbox review kind of.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
It's the truth. He would have treated himself with respect.
Sad hobo goes on rampage is such a fucking great comment.
Yeah, I don't think we ever really saw him as a raging alcoholic throwing up on himself and crap like that, ever. And all of a sudden he does it now.
Well,
I mean,
did we ever really see that?
in the Punisher movie, he does drink a lot.
In the movie, yes. But not this iteration of
did he
the-
ever take
the
a knife
character.
out and try and...
Yeah, that was
and cut his
Rubber
markings
band
off
thing.
from the military and all that?
I guess this is somebody that's kind of defending, like, the story. The whole point of the movie, or in quotes, movie, was that he was conflicted with the fact that his mission was completed and if there's any point in being alive. And he even grows into the role of the Punisher, since he only killed the dog killer guy because the other man said he was the killer. Frank is now leaning more to the role of executioner and not all three aspects of judge, jury, and executioner.
I don't know if I even understand what that means.
He killed a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
In addition to the guy that killed the dog, but
Yeah, like even just like season 2 ended with him just like killing like a criminal, the pedophile, and
Yeah.
that guy had nothing to do with like I guess the whole conspiracy against Frank Castle.
Someone said, "Y'all are just too critical," and then I responded back, "Me when the caped critiquers critique things."
That's what we do.
Someone also really had it out for Jack because he was saying that he thinks that Punisher is a better hand-to-hand combatant. Than
I fucked that up. What I meant is like he should be able to like prepare shit to like just fucking like take him down. Something that can fuck up his hearing or something. Or just like I don't know, just like slash him. I feel like he could easily just like fucking like take Daredevil down if he has like time to prepare and like the weapons to do it.
Yes.
oh, he could.
Yeah,
I don't even think he
Like
could
I'm not
do
even
that.
saying like shoot him like far away. Like I'm saying just like a fucking sword or something.
Why? Because I say to myself, Daredevil went toe-to-toe with Elektra. He went toe-to-toe with the Hand.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
Bullseye. What annoyed me was 3 fucking cops can punch his face. Because if that's possible, then what? Any one of those swords could have taken his head off.
Yeah, just undermines
And what I
quickly he
loved
stood up.
about Daredevil is the fucking bullet that he takes to the mask that fucks his whole thing.
Yeah.
That Frank does to him. Because it's like, you're right. Like, for as much hearing and all this shit that he has, it's like Frank is this like master fucking marksman in a lot of ways as well. Similar, not to say that it's like the same thing as Bullseye, but like he just like got one over on him. And that's kind of like what I think that the Thomas Jane Punisher was so fun with, is like this like prep time of just like setting up all this shit that to like lure you into a trap in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way where like Batman has like a fucking contingency plan for everybody. Like Punisher kind of has the same.
But he didn't, obviously. At 6:47, I'm sending the world to kill you.
Yeah.
And he
he's-
walked into his
Well, yeah.
apartment.
He's
and
talking
looked
to
at the
fake
window.
Karen.
I'm saying like the comic book.
Yeah,
iterations,
no,
guess,
I
you know?
agree with you. Yeah.
Buddy, you're talking about a guy trained as a U.S. Marine versus a guy trained by literal ninjas. This is my first video with the channel, but long hair seems like an ass. And then he made an edit where he added this comment to the comment. Homie, Matt Murdock was trained by fucking ninjas.
That's
I think
right.
they were a tad more experienced in hand-to-hand combat than a fucking Marine.
I like him.
But like
Yeah, he
all
has some
they've got
flavor. I like
is just
it.
like ninja tools. They don't got fucking specialized tools. I guess.
I
is my
think
point.
that this one's really gonna piss off Uncle Nicky specifically.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Never forget that those guys loved Predator Badlands. IQ, room temperature level.
Yeah.
Wow.
This guy just like went back
This guy.
to like
Wow.
fucking.
Yeah.
He also commented on.
Yeah,
Predator
that's
Badlands.
good. All right, he's seen
That's
our
funny.
podcast for
Yeah.
Badlands.
I said
I still said
Badlands is really
Badlands is still
solid.
good.
I said it's really solid and definitely better than this. And then he
Mhm.
just like really fucking went off.
There's one other fucking crazy guy for like the Daredevil finale who's just like understand how the law works. Like he Fisk would get off and just like he kept replying to like different people
Yeah.
and just like returning day after day to like come up with like new
Yeah.
fucking things to comment on our videos and just like timestamp it. It was fucking nuts.
Someone agreed with what I said. Said, "Yep, podcast hosts who want access or why the quality is so bad. Brandon Davies is the worst."
Yes, I read that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I mean,
Unfortunately, you're seeing more and more of that out there, though.
It's kiss ass time.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a guy who commented like a bunch of shit. I'll be honest, these are some very L takes. While he wasn't conflicted with being the Punisher, he was conflicted with being alive because his mission is finished. No, it's fucking
But-
not. He's the
but
Punisher.
They changed what his
mission's
mission
never
is.
finished.
his fucking mission is a
Yeah.
war on crime forever.
Exactly.
But what does it mean to be the Punisher? Like that's what he's conflicted about.
And then he also said, "Did you guys watch any of these shows?" I said, "No, we only watch Full House reruns." And he said, "Makes a lot of sense."
That hair is perfect.
That fucking like Turkish barber to me that one time.
There are a lot of really cool responses, though. keep.
Didn't he like? Weren't he like? He just like kept looking and like looking at my hair like weirdly.
What the fuck are you talking about? How did the full? What did they? So you were talking about like Jesse from Full House.
Jesse, and he got a
Well,
haircut
he
like
compared it to
Jesse
my
does.
hair,
Yeah.
and then like I don't just like. Anyways,
These
Oh my God.
estrogenic bitches. He
what the fuck future word is that?
it just means I guess like full of estrogen.
Oh, I thought he said astro, like fucking astronaut.
Oh,
He's
like visual.
estrogenic.
Oh god.
These estrogenic bitches, and he censored bitches by putting a star for the eye, which is hilarious. Don't know the Punisher. They should stick to Gilmore Girls.
But like,
I
even
don't know
if
if that's a.
I
Even
like
if,
the
like-
Gilmore
Girls
Girls.
are amazing.
What
What
the
I don't know
fuck?
if I ever
he's
watched
talking
it.
about us or
Even-
the people that wrote it.
even if like you're maybe right, but like even if I'm just gonna assume that's not his take or how you present it isn't. Okay. Even if like you're thinking that way and like you're just like an alpha fucking guy or whatever, like I feel like you don't want the Punisher who's just like a fucking schizoid like roid monster. You want the one who's like stoic and planning shit. So I don't
Yeah.
even get where he's coming from with that.
This one was actually really interesting. I don't know if anyone's even familiar with this character, but someone said that guy with Manucci was supposed to be Barracuda, who's a
Yeah.
Punisher villain
Yeah,
in
I seen
the
that.
Punisher Max series.
Interesting.
She said to him, "Come on, Barry," something along those lines.
Mhm.
Why send everyone after him after finding him when Barracuda was standing right there?
True.
Probably never gonna see the character again.
No.
This comment shows up twice in a row. Don't know if this guy commented it twice in a row, but
I think it's just a glitch.
it's a glitch, yeah. Whatever.
We had one guy that just,
Someone, go ahead.
sorry, put plainly, idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's just like always comments like that.
Us?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
or the
us is
Punisher.
Punisher.
Just us, just idiot.
Idiot.
Or just like bad take. There's a lot of
The
them.
bad take is there.
Really, this one was good. Wait, Micro is now the thing?
I didn't
yeah.
understand that.
Well, because we were talking about how
Yeah.
Evan
The
Moss
actor-
Bacharach
oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh.
was
I
like,
got
Micro
and
you.
you were
the
like,
Punisher shit.
and now
I
he's
gotcha.
the thing.
And just for the record, I like the Gilmore Girls. I still don't like the Punisher.
Yeah.
So you take that however way you want it.
There's another,
never watched the
another
Gilmore
comment
Girls.
on here that I really like that is just,
Honestly, I thought that comment read, "You're gay."
oh, I didn't fucking actually read it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought it was the Punisher scream.
yeah, no, it's "you're gay." But it might
I
be
think-
Punisher screen, but I swear it looks like "you're gay."
You might be right.
It's funny.
Come on, guys. John Wick is not well written either. It's entertaining, but it's still garbage.
At least he's choreographed better.
So it's definitely better than Born Again, which like
Definitely better plot.
ugh.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say I watched two of the first two John Wick movies like in one day, and I don't remember. Like the one scene I remember is like him talking to the homeless guy in the first one.
I really love those movies.
I just didn't didn't grab me at all, I guess.
Fourth ones are fucking really good too. I don't know. They're just like, for me, they're so well like the choreographed action is written so well into the story, and like it just like stumbles this guy forward so nicely.
I'm tired of this show riding the coattails of the original, with some people thinking it's just as good. It's so hollow and empty. Everything important seems to happen off screen or gets brushed by in an instant.
Yeah.
None of what
Agreed.
actually happened feels earned or satisfying in any way.
That's right.
Yeah, we agree.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything that was shown on screen for the most part was like it always comes back to this fucking issue of just like Natasha and Hawkeye being like the Budapest mission. And it's like,
Yeah.
I just fucking wish I would have seen that. Like, you mention this thing so many times where it's like you're calling back to this thing that sounds really fucking fun and exciting, and like never once have I seen something even remotely that fun or exciting from you. My point is, like, with Born Again, there's just so much shit that's mentioned that happens off screen where it's like I wish we would have just seen that instead of like what we're actually seeing.
Netflix show being canon is messy. He was a convicted criminal and he just became the mayor. Kingpin getting his deal was stupid. He is a one guy and they didn't even make it. He is a one guy. And they didn't even make it like he knows too much dirt. Yeah, I don't know. He is right. It's messy, but I think it's just because the continuity is just fucking, they don't really care.
And that part actually worked well for me. It was just everything else around it.
What part?
That the way they got him to become the mayor and
I don't
his
agree.
deal and the whole bit. I don't think that was that
I mean,
terrible.
like, saying that the way he got into jail is the way he got out of jail, just, I don't know, just does not gel with me. And then just, like, again, how does a fucking mayor get in on 54% on a fucking campaign of anti-vigilantes in a world
in New York, in
Yeah,
a world
well, yeah.
where fucking half the universe was saved?
and
The
like
universe. you know?
majority of the heroes in this universe are fucking from New York.
Yeah, and also just like Battle of New York 15 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, doesn't
It
make
still
sense.
just doesn't add up. Like,
Fucking like Stark Tower exists.
it's
you know?
because like they had to do the whole thing where like Vanessa was like this big player in the fucking underground crime game.
Mhm.
And it just completely, like, from that moment, undermined Fisk completely and just made him into this big, bumbling fucking idiot, kind of.
You brought it up probably from the beginning. If Daredevil was not in Daredevil season 2, he would have made the story would have been the same. The story would have played out exactly the same.
Pretty much.
It probably would have been a better story if they would have just let Bullseye take care of business from season 1. Episode 1 to episode 8.
Yeah, if
'Cause
anything,
he was a nothing.
if anything, Mr. Charles got it right because that's the guy he recruited and left with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point.
I don't know. Jessica Jones,
Yeah.
again, and I can't stand this. This big, she's going to be in season 2. She's going to be, and they destroyed the character.
It's funny.
Absolutely destroyed her.
I rewatched like our finale episode for Creature Commandos. Like one of the points I said was, if these characters never came together and got put on a task force, the ending result would have been the exact same because the princess would have still died.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny. That kind of feels the same with this.
Yeah. Someone said, the best part was when Odysseus looks at the camera and shouts 6'7".
Sure.
I think the character of Daredevil wants to fuck Fisk. Nothing else makes sense.
He definitely had a moment with Bullseye.
This one's kind of interesting. I wish they used new actors and let this be a new thing because it's a slap in the face to the Netflix version, which actually had good dialogue and coherent storytelling. People calling this Disney mess peak are out of their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
100%
agree.
What do you think of that idea to like a full like reboot, I guess?
I think at some point there's a need to rehash new actors and everything. This was great that they had the original actors and the promise of this was fantastic. It's just that you throw shitty writing at us and no plot. The story was horrible.
It kind of just feels like, looking back on it, like it was just like they were never going to be able to touch the Netflix show.
No.
And it's like fucked that they got kind of put into that position. Because initially they were just going to kind of reboot it totally with D'Onofrio's Fisk and Charlie Cox's Daredevil.
Yeah. And my response to that, though, is that keep the actors, get writers that really believe in the story, that know the story, and want to bring something forward that actually makes sense.
You're dealing like Kingpin. Kingpin has a history with in the comics.
Yeah.
Kingpin has a history with Daredevil. Kingpin has a history with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's a core player.
Yeah.
And this season they totally underutilized him. And I don't know if maybe they thought, well, we'll give him one big episode where he actually gets crazy, and that'll make all the fans happy.
And I still don't think he got real crazy in that, because he was like a little boy in parts of it as well.
I think also the bigger issue that it opens up to at this point is just, and this has been getting worse and worse for a long time, and I wonder if it's just because they felt like people were so truthfully overwhelmed with like the homework aspect of the MCU. Is like nothing in this universe really feels connected anymore.
No more.
No.
Zero.
It's
Like, again,
nothing.
it's insane. Like, who even knows when the fuck the Thunderbolts happened? Like, in relation to this.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels completely separate. Because, like, in reality, it would have been either, like, a way for Fisk to not get in, or like, a way for him to, like, keep talking about it during his mayorship.
And like it's even kind of crazier to like have a through line to Thunderbolts with like the Fontaine shit.
I didn't even think about that.
It's like there's a direct through line to it, but then there's no other mention of the New Avengers, all the shit that happened in New York.
Nothing.
Yeah. And apparently still is happening in New York. I mean, they're apparently still there someplace.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a section called Little Sicily. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
I heard of Little Italy.
3 million
You know,
feet.
I've never heard of a section called Little Sicily, but apparently it's been around a long time because the Nucci family.
There's all this other street shit that apparently is going on too.
Still don't know when it took place because it looked like the Bronx in the 1970s. Everything was on fire and people killing each other in the streets. No police around.
And Fisk had no control over it, apparently.
Well, if you read like some of the comments were trying to explain that this was either just before Fisk, during Daredevil, or right after Fisk.
And whichever way you fucking spin it, still doesn't make
it
sense.
still doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I don't. Look, I'd love to have Marvel invite us all down to Florida, and I'm not going to say I love this crap if it's crap.
Yeah.
I want to like it. I'm a 16-year-old. I looking through my comic books saying, "Oh, I love this stuff," but I don't know. They're treating us like we're fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
Interesting comment here. A comment and then reply from a viewer that actually makes another great point. Someone says, guys, he got exiled. That is the deal. Kingpin is not a free man. He is not allowed into his favorite city on Earth. It's called an exile. It's still prison. And then someone commented back, still doesn't make any kind of legal sense, particularly when many of the crimes Fisk is guilty of involve him deliberately killing people in public.
Yeah.
Simply exiling Fisk begs the question of what kind of legal recourse his victims or their families get for his crimes.
Exactly.
If Born Again was even remotely interested in being half as good as the Netflix series, they not only address this, but even make legal... I don't know what this word is.
You don't remember Chicanery? That's like a huge fucking thing. Better Call
I gotta
Saul.
rewatch
It's the
it.
episode.
Whatever. Just make me look smart where I say it for real this time. Chicanery.
Chicanery.
Could have cut to me saying it.
But even make legal chicanery like this part of the plot. People forget that part of what actually made Fisk such a compelling villain was the expert level of evading the law that he had, be it from his resources, acumen, or even just straight up intimidation. None of that was even remotely displayed by Fisk in Born Again or his other appearances since Hawkeye for that matter.
Yeah. But even if Fisk was to go to jail, he would still be Fisk.
And
He would run it, and we've seen it, and we know that he would just run things.
But like another thing is
That's a great comment, by the way.
It
Just
is.
like a really great point. made
it's
by
not
the viewer.
up to fucking Daredevil or even the fucking mayor to like exonerate Fisk and just like exile him. Like it's not your decision.
And it was the governor.
There's
the
gonna be
Attorney
a fucking
General.
trial.
The Attorney
Yeah.
General, but the governor
Attorney
put the
General
Attorney
let us know.
General to it.
That's what I'm saying.
See, now the governor, they tried to kill her.
Yeah.
Yep.
That first meeting in his office, the real Fisk, on her way back to Albany,
Yeah.
would have had a car accident. That would have been like one less person he had. At no point in this, like you said, he wasn't the guy that was in control of anything. Mr. Charles was telling him basically what to do.
Yeah. Which
He was worried the governor was going to pull his permits for Red Hook. Or
and him just taking that disrespect from Mr. Charles is just, I've never seen Fisk like that.
Yeah, and this is like, I wish I could say that it's like this is the problem with bringing the comic book medium to a show that's based so much in reality or something, where it's like you have to have this arc where he does this or whatever. But it's like the Netflix show really nailed it, where it's like he, despite going to prison, still ran shit. And it's like, even when they thought they beat him the first time around, like, he fucking owned all the cops. He owned like the whole fucking prison.
Yeah.
And like he was just
He almost
that guy.
had Daredevil killed in the prison.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life, the Godfathers, the
Yeah.
heads of the families,
That's right.
occasionally had to go to prison. You know, that didn't fold the family up. That
No.
didn't stop their businesses. So.
Yeah.
I feel like another thing is like the one take prison scene in season 3. Like if you just inserted that into season 1 or 2 of this, which they kind of like tried at points, just like
Yeah.
random shit. Like I feel like it just requires so much build up to just like get to that point, to like just establish the danger, and I don't think they did that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Someone said the worst offense this show has done is turning Daredevil into a slightly passable crime show instead of the deep character study the Netflix version was. This is because they've completely stripped out 2/3 pillars that make Daredevil an interesting character. He's a man at war with 3 parts of himself at all times: his code of vigilantism, his code of religion, and his code of ethics as a lawyer. All this show does is show him being a violent vigilante. There's no court case that persists and develops. There's not inner turmoil regarding his faith. It's all just flash and action, not to mention most of the side characters suck. Also, recycling Kingpin again is so boring, and he's probably why the show is still treading the same water. You actually said to this, my feelings exactly. I doubt this show will ever get close to the deep look into Bullseye's psyche we got in season 3, where we also get to see exactly how Fisk operates and chooses someone.
That was I specifically said that just like thinking about the like lawyer that they got, just like fucking stupid complacent guy. Like you wouldn't pick that guy.
I don't even think, like, as interesting as it would be to like see other Daredevil villains, like the recycling a Fisk thing, like I don't think it would be as boring if it's like just not done shitty.
Correct. I mean, and I understand they went through it a little bit with his. He needed to forgive Bullseye for killing
Yeah.
his bud. I mean, so that religious part of him
But
was
even that whole thing though, where it's like the way that Fisk gets off,
that
just
was
that completely
bullshit.
undermines like the
Yeah.
fucking Netflix show.
I feel like to me, you mean like how the reason he got out was the reason he got in shit?
Yeah.
Like I can understand Daredevil forgiving Bullseye, but like they did it by making Bullseye like a good guy. That's not how you should have done it. I would have like it's more interesting that Daredevil keeps Bullseye alive when he's still bad.
Yeah.
Like fully bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he basically sent them to go kill a guy to save the governor.
Matt saves the city from a fascist, and the state puts him in jail. He doesn't get a pardon for saving the governor.
Wait, what? It doesn't matter who's actually going against these people. It's just like to continue the story. Like Fisk would not be fucking allowed to like leave New York, I feel like.
But
That's how I feel.
did Matt have a trial?
No.
Who knows?
Or
I mean, how
Just skips forward to
was
him
it
in jail.
weeks later? Was it months later? I forget now. And they're in the Indian restaurant, and they just came, picked him up, and the next scene we saw, he's in lockup, like a real lockup. It's not like a little city jail.
Yeah.
It's real
It
lockup.
doesn't matter. But like I'm just saying, like there would be like independent fucking lawyers just like going against Fisk, paid for by like the families of the people who he fucking killed.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. There would even be
And like
lawyers
to kill
that believe in
like
it doing
30
it,
people in self-defense,
doing it for
like
nothing.
one of those is gonna get a fucking edge case or something. Just they
Not-
just don't care.
not
It's just like
happy.
hard to see somebody in control of something that like they just don't, that you love but they don't give a shit about, and they're just like fucking with it so horribly.
Even, I don't know. Like I said, that first lead up to Endgame, it always felt like even if it was just a post credit, that everything was connected. There was
Yeah.
a reason everything was following the path that it did. This is like they're just like literally throwing spaghetti on the wall. Whatever sticks. You see the fans like that. Let's give them something. We're
But
never
then it
going to
doesn't
see.
pan out later.
No,
Nothing.
no, it's all dead ends.
Mm-hmm.
They're making me not excited about Doomsday because
Yeah, I'm actually scared about Doom.
I mean, I don't even know if you can have that like opinion on it though at this point, because it's like everything's just so fucking disconnected. Where it's like production team wise, like this is just so not even touched by anything that they're doing for that movie. you
Like, I
know?
feel like all we really get is, like, Fantastic Four, and then, I don't know, like, Multiverse of Madness, maybe, and
What do you mean?
Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I feel like those are really the only 3 movies that, like, I can see connecting to Doomsday, and, like, setting it up somehow. Daredevil did not ask Bullseye to kill that guy. You can clearly see the guy still moving after he hits the ground. Please watch the show carefully before making incorrect claims. The series definitely has flaws, but this is not one of them.
Hey, I said the guy was still alive.
And
I
I
still
so
agree
did
he's
I.
alive.
I sent you an, like,
I know.
he has a fucking
I mean-
4 inches into his fucking skull. Like,
It's literally just a reshoot thing.
I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Saying I
be.
don't know is just you're just
It's-
being.
It's just a scratch.
Monty pooping.
I don't know, it's
Or
being
the governor was
naive.
actually talking about Bullseye
It could be, but
as the eyewitness.
it's
I
just
don't
a
think so.
scratch.
Because she's like the guy you sent.
Yeah.
Unless, I don't know, like,
She
unless,
didn't say-
she's
she
talking
didn't
about
say-
how
Yeah.
it was the guy you sent 10 years ago that now is on the other side. Like, it doesn't. Well, why would she say that? You know. Man, I hope that I never become as miserable as you guys.
Oh, we're not miserable.
We're just miserable because we miss
Is that
good,
from the finale
good
comments?
MCU TV.
Yeah, Marvel's
It-
making us miserable.
think-
Yeah.
This is our the second to last.
I mean, compare this Jessica Jones to first season Jessica Jones.
Just say you hate everything.
I don't hate
There was
it.
another
one comment on the finale video we got that has 3 likes, by the way, and the comment is "Start it."
Yeah.
Who?
Start it.
it. I don't know what that means.
Please explain Start It.
yeah.
Start what?
Start
Some of my favorite comments on YouTube are like people just commenting like, "It's there's no sound."
Yeah.
When like you fucking, but it's just like clearly a user issue, you know.
Okay, so a couple interesting comments from a few videos ago too. If they kill Matt and Fisk, I wouldn't even care. They're so stupid. I hope they kill each other.
I love that.
And then this is probably the hottest take we've gotten on any of these. I hate Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
I can't say
I
I hate
know.
him as Daredevil.
Yeah,
He's good. It's the
Sometimes
writing that we
He
hate.
does that weird blind stare more and more, but
It's fucking Al Pacino in that one movie.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where that started.
Hoo
Right?
ha!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you even fucking pick if like it wasn't Charlie Cox?
I don't know.
Pacino. Hoo ha! I'm the
Robert
Daredevil.
Pattinson.
I'd like to see Ben Affleck do it again.
Maybe one day.
He's just
Secret
too big. He's a big
Huge.
guy.
No, that's what I mean. It'd be just hilarious.
I think he'll show up
This
someplace.
chubby
again.
Batman Ben
No, I don't
Affleck.
mean fat. He's literally
Yeah.
a big guy.
He's
a big
tall.
guy.
Yeah.
But I'm actually curious. What'd you think of the Ben Affleck Daredevil?
Movie's fucking pretty bad.
Pretty terrible.
His Electra's pretty good though.
Electra's nice,
I
but it's a
Don't
terrible
really like
movie.
Jennifer Garner. I'll be honest with
Hey,
you.
she did a show like in the 90s. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but she was like a maid, I guess, assassin or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
She had like a little thing on the back of her neck, a lot like a.
It wasn't
barcode.
Nikita, right?
No, it wasn't.
But it was just like that.
Yeah,
she
but
was
it was like a
barcode?
Logmore label or
Yeah.
something on the back of her neck, whatever that was.
What
do they call it?
A fucking barcode?
Yeah, thank you. That's
I
it.
said that 3 times.
So I was just like,
Yeah.
thinking,
I didn't
That's
hear you.
funny that it's
Yeah.
a barcode because that's a
Yeah.
fucking hit in games. Anyways.
Yeah.
Why is Mahoney running around in that precinct after he arrested Fisk? He would be dead.
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably.
Brought that up. So this is from the guy who just like commented fucking dozens of times, like day by day. So I take it you all just purchased your very first TV, or do you just go on a tangent every time a stormtrooper can't seem to land a single shot? So this is in referral to, I believe, the parking lot shootout.
There was 5,000 bullets.
Yeah. And like the thing is, it's like
Not
it's,
one person got hit. Alias, that's what it was. Yes.
oh, actually, I was thinking that, but
Yeah, Alias was a great show.
isn't I think fucking Jessica Jones is also like her comic run is also called Alias, which is funny.
Well, isn't that the name of her detective agency?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, though,
I've
like,
never even watched the show, and I knew that, by the way.
good show.
I watched it on the side. After the first episode.
I think
But-
I actually watched like 3 episodes, and then I was just
so like the thing with the stormtroopers in this is like it's bad in both
Mhm.
examples. Like I actually do think I saw something where like stormtroopers have like a very higher hit rate because I think like Vietnam was like 0.006 and like stormtroopers are like 0.06 or something. But anyways,
okay.
like it's bad in both examples when like you're setting up a threat just to like I guess just like give you visual noise. And
But I mean,
they don't actually
you know,
hurt anything.
The scene when they were in the They were all breaking out of the cages.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
That one's insane.
But they were almost point blank, and they missed
Yeah, they
everybody.
missed
Not
every
one
single-
person got shot.
Yeah. That's
And like the
most
fucking
egregious
running,
example.
the Scooby Doo, like looking back on that, it's just so Scooby Doo ass,
Scooby-Doo.
like fucking
Hey, whoa!
yeah, running to like an exit and then it gets blocked, and then you fucking run to the next exit and that's blocked. It's like
I
fucking
think
insane.
Karen hit somebody with her pistola.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's
She
right.
like went under the truck. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not another person got. And then what's her name went over there and did the tiger
Oh, yeah.
scratch on the
Somehow.
tires.
Again, just like off-screen fucking magic.
Yeah. Yep.
Off-screen magic.
It belongs in a museum.
This is another one by the guy who comments a dozen times. Well, we don't watch the show with hate, looking to more reasons to hate it. We don't watch the show without being able to separate it from what came before. Just like when you read the comics, you don't constantly compare it page by page. I feel like multiple times throughout, like, just the episodes, like, I would talk about how even if you disregard the original show,
Yeah.
like, it's still, the plot fucking sucks.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think those two things are not, like, mutually exclusive. Like, it can just so happen that it's destroying the legacy of something that came before it while also individually being fucking terrible.
Yeah. Like, you can tell the guy's just, like, digging for reasons.
Also, he just seems to have a pompous fucking, like, this is actually how media is consumed type of attitude. Computer?
I don't know.
Kind of
I,
seems like simpler.
Fucking dork.
I think they
Dork dick
Ruined-
tikas.
they ruined Jessica Jones. I think that I don't know how to put this. They pussified Fisk because he wasn't the strong, unwavering man that he was from.
That was like a fucking actual just like
Yeah, love.
thought I could not fucking break without doing.
And just terrible writing and storylines. Weak.
Boo.
Boo.
It's fucking crazy.
The line from Star Wars, somehow Palpatine returned. Somehow Jessica Jones' powers returned.
Yeah. And they didn't
Yeah.
falter again. Exactly.
But that's out there. So anytime she is anywhere
Yeah.
as Jessica Jones,
It could happen.
Right, exactly. Everyone's going to be going, is she going to be Jessica Jones or is she going to be Miss Jones?
And of all people to hit her.
Fuck me. He's still around.
I know,
He's
they
still
let
around.
him live.
Not Daredevil's biggest problem, your biggest problem. The show is good. Majority of the people like the show, and it's totally okay not to like it, but don't say it's Daredevil's fault when most do like it.
I think you two will really like this one. I'm guessing you are a Trump supporter and you hate that Kingpin is acting like Trump.
And then what did I reply?
Quite the opposite.
Yeah. Second, not a single person on the show.
No.
Well, except for you. You have like the flag and the hat and you do the salute a lot.
I'm part of the white wave.
And you
The
also
white
were on
wave
that
face.
team, whatever the fuck that team was that he had of like the crypto bros that were like running fucking national security or whatever.
Dodge.
Yeah.
I'm confused with
I'm
that.
big balls.
You'll get some of your check
I'm
actually
guessing
an
you're a
oath
Trump
keeper
for
supporter.
hitting the Capitol.
This person also commented, you can say you don't like the plot, but to say the show doesn't have a plot is insane.
Well, that's because I put no plot
Yeah.
on the thumbnail. Yeah, I feel like that's just people don't get fucking hyperbole. But like the Trump supporter one is just like people just like it's kind of like the opposite of like anti-woke people, where it's just like it has to be about this culture thing more than thing. Then like people can't just hate something because it's bad.
It's got to be about
Yeah, but no, it
politics.
didn't make sense because if I was a Trump supporter and Kingpin was acting like Trump, I would like Fisk. I would like Kingpin.
You're right. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't ever say like you don't ever explain that he's doing good things. I mean, it's just like I don't know, just lack of thought.
This is a fucking great comment. It's great because I like it. You can shut up and gargle my balls.
Wow.
Don't do that.
I mean, I guess
Why
fine if
did
you
you
like
do
it.
it?
Other than
There you go.
You're giving fucking
to
views.
each his own.
You're giving views, and it just means that Disney's gonna keep making it like this.
To each his own. I don't take that
So
away from
fucking fun,
anybody.
though.
Yeah, some people like gargling balls.
Fucking oh my god! Just like in social studies class, there was just like this one kid who would constantly just go like, just like fucking like I don't think the teacher ever knew that was him, and like he did it like little enough where like it was just like I guess that's just a noise that happens in this class sometimes.
We had a long-term substitute in social
You
studies once.
fucking held him at gunpoint.
No, that was a science teacher in the hall. But we and like several of us in the room would do it. She would be going along doing the whole class, and we would just go cow sounds randomly, and then she'd think that she'd zero in on it, and then somebody else would go. This went on for days, weeks. Drove this freaking woman batty. She's screaming out of the room one day. What is going on in here? And like, do any of you hear that? Like, what is going on? Who is doing that? Tell me, is that the one next to you? Is that you? And everybody's like, no. And people are like, what are you doing? Nobody cracked up. Everybody kept a straight face. And everybody would just randomly go, we drove this woman batty. It went on for weeks.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Yes.
We love our fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Keep the comments coming.
Yes.
Give us more of your fucking insane Marvel-related takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell us, like, back it up. What in this that we didn't see did you see?
Yeah, and don't just like say it's good. Like explain how it connects to you.
Yeah,
at the
everybody's
very
got
least.
different things. You might think is great. I might not think is great.
But
So.
even if you don't like our opinions, write a comment like idiot.
Yeah.
Works too.
Start it.
Yeah. Tell us that you think it's actually a good thing that Spider-Man Noir is dropping all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that idea, but I'm actually looking forward to the show.
Well,
This is
next-
a real. I thought this was a joke. Apparently, they're doing The Boys Mexico.
What?
Yeah. Like I thought this was a fucking just like.
Wow.
There's just like accounts on Twitter fucking discussing film, which is like an actual news one, and there's fucking discussing Flim or something.
Fish.
Yeah. Well, there's a million now. But like I just thought The Boys Mexico, just fucking absurd concept.
Yeah.
And then what? Next Wednesday is Spider-Man.
Bye.
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 Uh-huh.